Gesicki's one of those players. He's tight at 21 on the season, 10-25 in fantasy points per game. But he is the boom bustiest player if I've ever seen one. Now, but that's the thing, is this is what we know about Mike Gesicki. If I talked anyone up this offseason, it's Mike Gesicki being a best ball target. Now, do you want to insert him into your lineup? No. Mike Gesicki is not a lineup play. You should have drafted him in best ball super late when people were freaking out about his role and not getting snaps. Here's the reality. He is a big-bodied slot tight end who runs wide receiver routes. And yes, he doesn't run as many routes this year due to the existence of Tyreek Hill and Cedric Wilson. But when he booms, he booms. In week 2 against Baltimore, when they got into this shootout, he had 4 targets, 4 receptions. He had the touchdown, 41 receiving yards, 39 air yards. He was the tight end 5. He's a tight end 5. That's an advantage over whoever else you draft, the Brevin Jordans of the world, the Taysom Hills of the world. He is a boom bust. So he's tight end 5. He was tight end 54 and 56. 1.1 and 1.6 fantasy points, 14.1. Huge difference between Mike Gesicki. So you're not starting him, but this is a hedge that Mike Gesicki, like in between, he's either 5 or 51, 5, 60, do some loosey-goosey math. Tight end 21 is a hedge. If he scores the touchdown, he could be top 5, as we saw in week 2. And even looking at 2021, we've seen 2 other finishes where he finished tight end 50 or worse. But we also saw tight end 3 finish, another tight end 3 finish, a tight end 2 finish from Mike Gesicki. He has the ceilings, but he has the floor. So you cannot start Mike Gesicki with confidence. This tight end 21 is the hedge of his boom bust. It's not a banking on the routes run because he is not running the amount of routes that he did last year. In fact, there were 8 games last year where Mike Gesicki ran 30 routes or more. His season high through 3 games is 28. And in fact, he only played 38.5% of the snaps week 3 against Buffalo, ran 8 routes against the Buffalo Bills. So 6 receiving yards on 1 catch. That is not going to get it done. So there's a floor that's dangerous for Mike Gesicki, which is hedged here. There's a ceiling. And if he scores the touchdown, we get the ceiling. If we don't, we get the floor. That's why tight end 21. It makes sense. It fits. And there's not really reason to move him up. It's not as though he has like this wild matchup. You know, it's not like the Cincinnati Bengals are a sieve of fantasy goodness. So I think it's just going to be one of those games where it could turn into a shootout, which Mike Gesicki could score a touchdown. But with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle stretching the field and Gesicki not running a lot of routes, he's not a good bet to do that. He's not a good bet to score a touchdown. So, tight end 21, I'm not moving off of that. I think that's a good ranking going into Thursday Night Football.